Hey everybody, before we get started, just to remind you, this episode is brought to you by patrons like Aga Comics, Qua, Jeremy Vasquez, Kylie Denton, Nestor Flores, Sodasan0424, and Video Gamer 75. If you like what we do and want to see us do more, consider supporting us on Patreon. You can get access to episodes early and it will help us out. Thanks for your support, everybody.
Thank you.
That's right, everybody. Welcome back to Let's Talk FGO, that show where we talk about FGO, and sometimes in the late summer, Omega worries if he can make the show every week. I'm Eye of the Storm Omega, and with me as always is Captain of Team Bloomers, Lucky.
I was honestly wondering if I was gonna be a Nero Fest joke or a Mystic Eyes joke, because if you didn't have one, I was just gonna call myself I am the Mystic Eyes of eye fatigue right now. Because
R.I.P. Eye Strain.
Yeah. I hope everyone is enjoying Fate Grand Order, aka grinding is just a dedication stress test. And while we here at Studio Omega like to bring you the latest FGO-related news and memes, we will be talking about current adventure events for both the JP and EM version of the game. So anyone not wanting spoilers should take care of their eyes.
Yeah, we have a community member who actually talked about they had to do some eye stuff lately.
Yeah, JP could. If you're listening to this, I'm glad your surgery went okay, and I'm glad you're doing better.
But yeah, to explain that comment at the front of the show, in case you didn't know this about me, because I don't think I've talked about it in a while, but I do live in Hurricane Central, and there is a hurricane right now. There have been other hurricanes, but this one actually matters. So Dorian's out there, and it looks like it's going to make landfall probably around Tuesday, so hopefully all the shows will get recorded and posted normally. But if you don't hear from me for like a week, that's why. And this has happened before, actually. We had to skip a couple weeks. This was in the first year of FGO, so there was fucking nothing happening, so it didn't matter. But hopefully, I don't think cell service was too bad. I just didn't have good reception last time, so hopefully that's not a problem this time. I can still... Probably I have enough data to still do logins and stuff. Just, Nero Fest. But whatever. Life happens.
Fucking fest.
Hey, if you guys are concerned about natural disasters delaying the show, give us more money, and I can move out of a disaster zone. Thanks.
I mean, technically, I'm in a disaster zone too, but it's kind of a one-and-done disaster zone.
Yeah, I mean, there'll be other problems if that happens.
But you won't have a yearly concern.
No, it won't be regular. It'll be, hey guys, we have to delay the show. We have to flee the state because the mountains decided to blow. So we'll see you in nuclear blast winter. Okay, thanks, bye.
Man, the Earth really is trying to kill us sometimes.
All the time. And yet, the Earth is the friendliest place there is. Anyway, we're not here for deep existential conversations about space, though several people did say they want me to ramble about space. I need to find some good space topics. Maybe in future we can do because Kerbal Space Program is going to come out with their sequel, and unfortunately I was never good enough at rocket physics to get very far in that game, and also my machine doesn't run it good. But maybe we'll do a future KSP2 Let's Play or stream series or something, and people can hear me ramble about space.
Oh yeah, there's definitely quite a few people who are like, give me ASMR Omega rambling about space.
Listen, dude, space is whatever. We're not here to talk about space. We're here to talk about
space
FGO stuff. Space. Maybe FGO will go to space someday.
I mean, we got foreigners. That's literally a fucking thing now.
Well, yeah. I mean, we keep talking about the Servant universe. I'm really waiting for Saber Wars 2. Or maybe we'll just skip to Saber Wars 3 and we'll joke that Saber Wars 2 was AMHXA's really, really long trial quest. But anyway, let's see. I don't think there's any other pre-show stuff. Our notes are pretty slim. But we are going to do Teacher Omega Sensei for this week.
Ah! That was a lot louder than I thought it.
So I'll cover that later, and then we don't have a lot of news, so it'll mostly be faffing around. And I'm sure we'll faff a lot about case files. Sorry, Snow. Though, hey, actually, if you are one of the people who aren't watching case files right now and concerned about it, I know some people have asked for time codes. My response is usually, I don't even know what time code we start talking about case files, but we will try to make sure we leave any case files talk for the very last. It'll definitely be the very last planned discussion topic, so if you're not interested in it, you can just cut the episode off there. Just imagine me saying all this stuff about liking, commenting, subscribing, and giving me money. You can just imagine that. You've heard me say it before. Anyway, let's check in with everybody's favorite Kohai real quick.
Woo!
先輩、起きてください。
That's right, everybody. It's time for Wake the Fuck Up Senpai, our regular segment for pro tips. I have a very, very basic one, which is just, hey, if you're having trouble with CQs, remember that the Lotto CE is for damage boosting. That's what it does. It gives you 100% by default and 200% max limit break. So, that's why spoilers, I haven't done any CQs yet, because I'm still working on the Lotto. I need to focus on that aspect, because that's where all the real stuff is. Like, tickets are nice, but, you know, skill cookies and EXPs are forever, especially when I might not have internet. But yeah, so just keep that in mind.
You say forever, but I'm, like, already planning on burning through the ones I get pretty quick.
Yeah, but like, tickets are a temporary resource. And I'll fire them off when I earn some. We're coming up on a monthly reset, everybody. Don't forget that, too. Let's see. How many days are there in August? Okay, it's 31. So
31?
That'll be tomorrow night then. Which if you're watching this episode live on YouTube is probably tonight at 8 Eastern will be the server reset, so you can get your new month's worth of stuff. And luckily there are mana prisms in the Lotto. Go Lotto.
Go Lotto.
So we don't have any records or anything. We haven't really done anything that people traditionally consider achievements in FGO lately.
Well, I guess I can mention this about All the World's Evil. But it's not really FGO related. It's more personal life. But FGO might have a indirect effect in this. My vision's starting to go a little blurry. Like I was talking to some friends, and yeah, I might actually starting to get the effects of eye strain or eye fatigue. Which one of the reasons for being is staring too hard at electronic screens. So I'm like,
Yeah, you get some special glasses for that.
Yeah, I get some special glasses, or I gotta lay off the screens for a while. Who knows?
But yeah, so we'll power through some stuff. Some real quick news. 800 Days is coming. That'll be the 2nd of September. That's not great. That's Monday. That might be okay.
Yeah.
But it's a very small window. On the 800 Days, if you log in and you've cleared Fuyuki, you get 10 Saint Quartz. Welcome to how this works. Every 100 days, you get 10 Saint Quartz. That's about it. Even after like 1,000 days plus in JP, it's just, here's some 10 Saint Quartz. There's nothing wrong with it. Just, sometimes they used to give you like a couple of apples and tickets and stuff.
I think I've mentioned this before, but I feel like they started changing because they realized, all right, giving you so many of these things may not be the best idea.
Yeah, escalating's not ideal since the game will keep going, but I do feel like there could be... I know that I guess because we joke about rainbow apples, technically Saint Quartz themselves are a little versatile, but still it's like there is some other like tchotchkes you could give me. Like it doesn't have to be quartz. And who knows, maybe they'll switch to tickets because there's that now you get 11 summonses. But yeah, and then in JP right now, it's still summer. That's still going on for how much longer? I'll check. Apparently there's a really big thing where you can get like 100 million QP. Okay, that's still going on for like 5 more days, so. But they've started FGO Memories Campaign 2. That's the CE like art book collection. This is going on for a ridiculously long time, considering what it is. It'll go from 822 to 918. And complete a series of EOR-themed memorial quests to get a commemorative CE, and also buy their book.
Buy that book, yo!
Which, theoretically, I think we could still get, because they were selling the first memories at USA Tour events. I just, kind of wish...
Couldn't go!
Open storefront? Can you just
Online
sell merch
store.
to people, in general? Storefronts? Guys? Aniplex? Anybody? Bueller? So I guess we're under 10 minutes right now, so let's go into free talk and let's talk about Nero Fest. How you doing, Lucky?
I completed like one trial, like one parts of all these qualifiers, and so now I'm kind of curious and I'm trying to figure out what is the most ideal strategy, because here's the problem I have with Nero Fest, overall.
Mm-hmm.
So Nero Fest is an annually run event. It's a tradition, we can almost say. It's run around the same time and stuff. But the interesting thing about it is it doesn't have a redux or a rerun version. Every Nero Fest is its own unique event, even if they are reusing the same things. The
Yep.
problem with this is they don't let you reuse CEs.
Nope.
Every Nero Fest requires you to have brand new banner CEs in order to maximize drop, which I kind of have a problem with.
Yeah, it's really
Because-
annoying, and like, at least for the future, because next year will be Battle in New York, aka Guildfest. That makes sense, right? That they're like,
Yeah.
you're changing themes, and honestly, I think the structure is a little bit different, because there'll be like these... there'll be like these really, really hard kind of like quests as the centerpiece, kind of like there is with Nerofest, but it's not necessarily about the medals either. It's got like a slightly different structure, I think, but we'll talk all about that next year when it happens. That's something I think we said that last year probably. We've continuously that Nerofest is a little bit annoying because you can't reuse your CEs.
Yeah, and of course, all the fucking CEs to increase your metal drops, which is what you use to get is on the shop. Which all in all isn't really different than anything. It's just that it's a literal one and done. You will only use these CEs for only this event, and I don't know how good are the CEs. How good are those CEs on their own without the event bonus?
Well,
I
let's
actually didn't
see.
check.
Let's see, what even are them? So we got Battle Olympia, Cheer for Master. They're all good looking.
Cheer for Master.
Cheer for Master is the shop
just
CE
amazing
that
because
gives you
it's,
petals. That one's actually really good. That's 6 to 8% on all 3 of your card types, and also generate stars per turn. So Cheer for Master is pretty good.
Mhm.
Food Coliseum's not awful. That's the 4-star. That's increase your quick cards and your HP recovery amount. Battle Olympia. Okay, so the 5-star is really good. That's, of course, that's 50% NP battery, and then increase your Buster and Arts card effectiveness.
Oh.
So that's the 5-star gotcha CE. And the 3-star one, it's pretty basic, but it's still 3 stars. That's slightly increase your Buster effectiveness and critical strength. So none of them are awful. Also, it's by Azusa, who is Canis' artist, which is cool. Divine 3-legged race is kind of, but that's most guts CEs are bad. It gives you one-time guts, and then,
But the point
but it
is,
still also gives you NP strength.
Yeah. So point being is, as I said, while the CEs are, they're not bad, they're quite good. They're nothing that you're gonna really base a strategy really around. People will usually go for their, Halloween princesses and just their K-scopes, that's all that stuff. None of these CEs are something that is like, oh my god, I need the CE for any reason outside.
I have almost too many CEs. I was just like looking to do rando CE comps today, and I'm like, fuck, what do I even have anymore?
You see, I struggle with that on a semi-regular basis.
We'll eventually get advanced CE filtering tools, like you can search for effects and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But that's down the line. That's something that starts in part 2 when they switch directors, and what's his face? Nissan is like, the game needs to be good. Good game. People do game good. Like, he seems very much laser focused on, the players should actually be able to play the game good and have accurate information and stuff. Like, that's why support servants, starting with LB4, will have support CEs, which basically give them stuff. So it's like, it will be improved, but for now it's a little bit of a clusterfuck, where I'm just like, what CE does what again? And I have, like, extra copies of really good CEs, like Sumo, Halloween Princess, and stuff, but I'm still thinking to myself, am I ever actually going to double up on this? Like, what's my strat going to be where I have 2 people who need to Sumo, or to Halloween Princess? Or where I wouldn't just stick, like, Sumo on one and Princess on the other? I don't know. Some of those might be going in CE storage.
Yeah, like, honestly, like, for all those, remember, when you do get a CE, it is recorded for posterity in your, materials. So I've actually been considering this, like maybe cleaning out my CEs for what I do and do not use. Because that's how a lot of people actually fill in like their heroic spirit portraits and whatnot. Is if you have someone on your support who had like a specific CE, it would appear in your materials as well.
Yep.
But yeah, CE storage right now, I'm just like I want these bonuses because I want to be able to grind good, okay?
Yeah.
I want to be able to grind
I don't know.
effectively. But at the same time, I'm like, I really don't want to like have to drop quartz on this banner for this one-time thing, and because
I mean, I wouldn't mind for, like I said, like I thematically like Battle Olympian. Also, it's really good, but
yeah,
whatever. I'm going to be spending tickets on the banner eventually if I get them, and I once again don't lose power and die or something.
yeah, like
I'll jump on the banner, but that's because I don't have Bride or regular Nero, and if I can get a regular Nero now, that will save me spending my 4-star ticket, which is the next thing.
Yeah, it's like I definitely want a Bryn, but at the same time, I am using our lovely clairvoyance, and I know that there's going to be another raid up during a story event, so I'm like, I can hold off.
Yeah, only that one though. And there's new stuff that happens, and that's right before anniversary, buddy. That's a really not a great time, but okay. You're informed. You can make your own decisions.
I can make my own decisions. I mean, it's like, okay, either I try to save up as much money as possible, or I continue to be broke now. What sounds?
That's
like
fair. You're already out of money from your own bad decisions.
I'm in the recovery state right now, y'all.
Let's see. There's something about drops. Trying to double check. There's not actual bonus servants in the Gilfest, is there? No.
I find that really weird that they have bonus servants as a tag here in this
well, yeah,
event.
it's just
why?
how the code is made. Let's see. Well, I mean, the campaign's really cool. That's kind of a pain in the butt. I'm just trying to look at if they improve this in the featuring Gilfest, and it seems not necessarily.
Womp womp.
But it's still got like different effects. It's got some of the similar type stuff, but it's also, instead of like whatchamacallit, you got like real currencies. There's command codes and stuff. There's also like a 4th currency you get from doing certain quests, which is like his like Gil's bullion is stuff you do for the like hard quests, and it gives you you can buy there's a CE XP you can buy with it in like a 4th currency. So it's a little broader, but yeah, it's still kind of, you know. Then again, there's story in that, so I don't know. It's really weird, right? Like there's not really story in this. There's like a little intro thing.
Oh, so to be fair, I still enjoy the little intro thing.
Yeah, it is. Was it? Am I just? I'm super busy right now, guys, with like lots of stuff. Was I taking crazy pills, or were there like 2 back to back, and one of them was the same as last year? Like, I think I had to do it. There were 2, right? There were 2 no battle intros. I felt like one of them was the same. I don't know anymore. Like I said, we'll talk about it on WhatsApp. But I'm juggling like, you know, lots of games and stuff right now. And then I binged all of Mindhunter yesterday. Anyway,
where the fuck did I put my nun?
But yeah. So there's also, to answer the question. No, there's no reason not to MLB 3-leg right away, because it's the difference between 100% and 200%. Yeah. Anyway,
I should be concerned. I lost a nun. Oh, there she is.
Yeah, she's in there somewhere. Do you have somebody on like select or not?
Yeah, like when it comes to keeping multiple copies EEs, I think the only ones that I genuinely want to keep multiple copies of is Kaleidoscope, for reasons.
Yeah, and, Kaleidoscope and 2030 is the ideals, but that's because those are one of the rare cases where the effect of them split is way better than MLB.
Yeah. Or you can just be a fucking whale and have maximum limit breaking copies of multiple.
Because like as fun as 100% K-scope is, I also own like 3 or 4 total K-scopes, which if I really needed them would be way more effective. Sadly, you mostly need those during events, which is always kind of a pain in the butt, where you're like, but event CEs. Luckily for this event, I haven't spent any on the fucking banner yet, because I don't have any tickets, and I'm not spending quartz, because we're not doing that right now. We're saving those. Those are for the next lotto event.
I threw a ticket. I got Armless Shinji-kun. I was like, yeah, that feels about right.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, so we'll see. And I wouldn't want to yet anyway, because I think Bryn's still so on rate up, and I really don't need her. I've got an MP3 Tama Lancer. I really don't. But also, I don't actually like Bryn that much. Bryn's creepy. Y'all are weird. Bryn's creepy.
Lucky likes his creepy women. So, okay.
But yeah, so overall, I don't think either of us is super ahead. I did enough metal farming to get 2 copies of Cheer for Master so far, but I'm working on golds right now, but my phone is to charge, so I'm not doing runs right this second. I'm slowly chipping my Gramps up to level 90, because I'm going to need him for a thing later. I haven't done any CQs yet, because I need RAM for that. I need my brain space, which I don't have. I didn't have this week yet to figure that fucking shit out, but also I'm like, I'll wait until I get the CE for max damage. That'll make this easier. And I know some people are like, well, oh, but Merlin makes the first year CQ such a breeze. I'm like, it's not, though. He won't. I still have to remember things and stuff. And, like, remember which order you're supposed to beat Ku and Skahak in, which I don't. So it's like, it's a whole thing. So I haven't done them yet. And I said this last year. I'm not super fussed about it. If it fucking doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. I'm not going to kick my own ass about the challenge quests. I know that those are hard. I did, 4 out of 7 last year, so I know.
I think I only did, 2 or 3.
You got started late. You were in a bad way last year. I don't remember what it was, but something was going on with you when you, didn't have time because you were dying or you didn't have money. Maybe your car exploded again? I don't know. You were, out of it for the first, week of it, and then it was just why am I fucking doing these? They suck. And I was like, yeah, dude, they do suck. But yeah, so I'll work on them later, or I won't because I won't have power, and then it'll be out of my hands. Otherwise, I don't know. The event's kind of, as usual, the event's kind of fun because you get to see all the dumb names and teams.
Yes,
called a kitchen, where Emiya is just Emiya.
I was gonna mention that. It's just Emiya is an existence all to on its own.
Tamamo Cat is king of the kitchen or something.
Mm.
Raiko is Japanese food expert. Also, funnily enough, Raiko is not in the team up with Kintoki. That's Kintoki and Shuten.
I am actually, I don't know what's the ideal farming node here. I really don't, but right now I've been farming that one.
So if I'm not mistaken, this is going to be consistent. The teams are different, but the drop types are consistent. So, expert, the 40 AP is your best for bronze and silvers. Heroic is your best for golds, and then whatever the final one is called, that's your best for petals. You get nothing but petals. So I'm I'm not farming that one until I've gotten all my CE copies out of the store.
Yeah. So it's funny because I've been farming the Shuten Kintoki one, and I keep taking my Loot Nun and Raiko with me just because it's AoE clears are amazing. And so it's all I get to the third one, I keep thinking, this is literally probably one of Kintoki's worst nightmare. On his side is a Oni he can't fucking stand, and fighting against him is...
She's behind him too. She's standing behind him in the team order.
Is Raiko, and then another woman who looks very, very dangerous, probably for different reasons. Kintoki is a good, pure boy. He is not having a golden time right now.
This is not golden.
This is not golden.
Actually, fuck, who's the highest level team? I don't know. The one I found funniest was, there's a Cleo Caesar team, but then Shahrazad's there was the wheel for some reason.
The Great Beauty just came along.
She just showed up. Yeah, I don't know. I think it depends on your CE comp, Vesper. Because the gold one also drops silvers. Basically, silver is the easiest to get, because unless you're filming the petals only one, whether it's for bronzes or for golds, you're getting silvers too.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so there's that. And like I said, I've got 2 copies of Cheer for Master. I still got to get the 2 gold copies, and then it's pray for drops. Some people have gotten lots of drops already.
Yeah, we got some people in our Discord who've gotten 4 drops already. I'm just excuse me.
Also, some people in our Discord, it's been 2 days since this event started. Some people are already through all their Grand Lotto prizes.
Oh.
Ah, finally, for once, Axe is a filthy casual like us. High five, Axe.
High five.
Yeah, Vesper. Okay, there you go. Axe has a life. He has to go to college classes.
But,
no, Axe, that is being... If you're doing real life stuff and not playing video games, that's casual. that's how this works.
You're not 100% in.
Yeah. I don't know. Some people will probably yell at us for calling them trying too hard, but no. Or that you're only casual if you're not done already. But no, seriously, if you're, it's been open 2 days. You were You had to block out some time in your schedule to spend all those apples to blast through the lotto already. Like 10 copies? I don't know, man. You had to give up something
like,
to make that time.
I salute you, but I'm going to salute you all the way over here with my energy drink and my sweet chair.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I can't sleep, I play more Three Houses, but that's a different topic.
Yeah, I got some stories about that. Christ.
Playing Three Houses instead of sleeping?
Yeah.
That's a very specific story, but okay, cool. Those will be fun tomorrow stories. Anyway, so we're working on the event. We don't really have anything to play hard. Actually, do you have a Switch? You could buy Astral Chain. That just came out.
Yeah. Actually, I've been looking at that. I've been giving it a die.
I've been thinking about it, but I need to think about other stuff right now.
So, what was I saying? So yeah, like I am like plugging away at it like right now. Like I could be playing Three Houses. You know me, I can multitask. But no, I'm trying to get through.
Well, I say I can't because once again I'm on a. I think I said this last time we were doing a recording when I had Three Houses. I was like, I could, but I'm on the middle of a story map, so I don't think I can really do the show and also play the game.
Oh no, I got real good at doing skirmishes. Like,
no, that I totally could do if I wasn't if I hadn't literally stopped last night before I was about to go do a story mission. I could I could wander around the monastery and just do stuff. That's fine. You know, unlimited skirmish works. But no, this is a different conversation.
Let me see here. So again, I don't think I really have any of the true blue ingredients for them optimal farming strats.
Well, I don't know. This year I have a surf dread, so supposedly she's really good at crazy turn loops or whatever. We'll see later.
Mm-hmm.
But
Axe, put a pin in that and remind us tomorrow on what's up, and we can wax poetic about PS4 games and which ones you should get.
Oh, yeah.
So like as I said, I'm kind of making do. Like again, like alter egos are great for those maps that it's like you only got riders and assassins. I see. Well, let me just slap you around with some lewd Buddha. Again, like this event, I will say, like it's the events particularly like these that always make me feel like my lack of skill levels.
Yeah. Which is ironic because this event gives you the thing to fix that.
Yeah. But, like, because again, like, most strategy I see always, like, consider, like, you at the top level of your, like, servant's capability at, like, oh yeah, do you have your level 90, 10, 10, 10, whatever? I'm all like, no.
Yeah,
that's like, well, you're fucked! So
to do the farming with all the riders, I have been leaning heavily into a couple of friends who have, like, NP2 10 10 10 shoot 10, and I'm just like, well, I don't really have anything comparable to that in my assassin slot. All my assassins are single target. I look at my
so it's like
yes, Vesper, solid. Accurate.
Vesper has said this in quotes. Bro, just use your level 100 Grey Latoria and double 10 10 10 waiver. It's easy. Just get good, bro.
Is that really getting good, or well, I don't know. I mean, I guess there's a lot of effort if you want to grail to 110, 10, 10. That's a lot of fucking QP and time. I gotta be honest, actually, I haven't. Now we're talking about, doesn't that Latoria have to be NP2 for max damage levels or whatever, or overcharge or something? I don't know. I gotta be honest though, at least for farming, I haven't had to like pop in a Merlin or a waiver yet. Like, I could shave off like a turn or two by doing that, but I don't feel the need to. And just playing to class advantage so far is working for me. When you get to CQs, I will just plug Merlin in, and I won't be sorry. Because I'm just like, fuck you. Which is actually good, because we couldn't do that last year. So this year, we'll see how much fun, how many lives I can shave off Herc. With I don't know, God. Well, he's a berserker, so really anybody works. So I guess just who do I have that's the best single target buster? Is that Gramps? I am working on getting him to level 90.
He's got Tamamo.
That's true, and he is male. Probably do that. Tomalancer plus Merlin. Just kick him in the dick over and over again. Don't stop.
That sounds dangerous.
12 dick punches.
Let's be real. Herc probably has a lot of dick.
Let's not talk about that. I could also use J-Money. She's pretty good. Maybe I'll do a J-Money, Tomalancer, and Merlin with Waver in the back.
I'll probably whip out Skahawk, probably with...
Yeah, you got a good one. You got a Skahawk. You like that NP damage? She's good at that NP damage.
And I also do have a Tamamo, so who knows?
There's lots of fun that can be had. Trait damage is great. This is a conversation I mentioned in my Wanted Bryn, which is out. And it's actually trending up. I thought for a little bit it was going to be a bit of a dud video, but it's actually scaled up pretty good recently.
Lovely.
I think we might break 1,000. I guess her banner had to actually drop before people were like, oh yeah, who the fuck is this? Because she's only had one raid up ever before now, and will only have one raid up ever in the next 2 years. Bryn's super rare guy, by the way, Gesundheit lucky. But Bryn's super rare, guys, in case you didn't know. Like, it's people who like Bryn who don't have her are constantly in suffering. It's a long gap. At least this time there's no Fion to spook you.
Fion can spook you anytime.
Well, I guess, but he's not on raid up, at least. Which was the great spookening of Vesper. No, Bryn is like really rare. She's as rare as Merlin is, which is saying something. But also I did compare her mechanics. So Bryn's actually got some interesting stuff with her skills and things. So she does trait damage, for instance. It's just her. For me anyway, I since I already have an MP3 Tamal Lancer, I'm not interested in her mechanically because I already have a single target Buster Lancer. And her trait damage is a lot easier to figure out. Because Bryn's beloved or loved one trait is really weird sometimes. But that's a discussion for a different time. Check out that video. So yeah, we're plugging away on Nerofest. Do we really want to say anything else about Nerofest stuff? Oh, if people want to ask how many lotto boxes I've done one.
I've done 0. I'm halfway through my first one.
Yeah, I got pretty well. I think by the time I got the grand prize, I had like only a couple of spins left anyway, so I just cleaned out the first one. I feel like the lotto likes to mock me a lot.
I feel this game likes to mock me a lot.
Well, does it? It's very much the gambling thing, but do you think it mocks us as much as that new NB 2K2K? Did you watch that video last night I posted?
Not. No, probably not. Probably not.
Okay, maybe we'll talk about it on WhatsApp, but it's apparently the latest ad for the next 2K NBA game for next year, the 2001. It looks like a casino ad. It's just like all the subsystems are literally gambling. There's slots, there's roulette wheels, there's pachinko, and it's just like, what? Are you that tone deaf? Really? But whatever. It's in games somewhere. I might link it again later. Anyway, that's most of our free talk. We can just, let's see, we're at about 30 minutes. We can just power on into Teacher Omega Sensei.
Sure. Let's go for it.
Okay. Hey, so as voted on by the patrons,
ta-da!
Join us at the $5 and up level to do this poll every month. We're going to talk about what are Mystic Eyes this month. Because that's what people picked for reasons. Probably pretty obvious reasons, but we'll maybe get into that. So, sorry, deep breath.
Deep breath. Professor's got to get ready.
Yeah, I got to breathe deep and off mic. That was played up, by the way. I'm not actually having that much trouble breathing, but I did have to take a deep breath. All right, Mystic Eyes. So, the shortest version of explaining what's up with Mystic Eyes is that they're basically like a mutation of your magic circuits in your eyes. Just your eyes, but also maybe your face, because Mystic Face is a thing, but we're not talking about that. I think that's literally just to explain Dearman's love spot. He's got a mystic face! It's like Mystic Eyes, but it's his whole face, only it's a mole? I don't... Watch out, by the way. Watch out for Snarky Professor, okay? Not only have I been playing Three Houses, and I have been living the Snarky Professor life, but also, this is some real Kornasu shit right here, so... Ooh.
Alright, on the thing, just remember, that shit was done by fairies. Don't think about it too hard, alright?
Yeah. But still. And if you don't know about magic circuits, where the fuck have you been for the last 15 years? But no, we might go into a deeper discussion of magecraft in a different time, because that was like Solomon's whole thing was our modern system of magecraft. But in general, people should kind of understand some of the concepts that actually matter most of the time. But yeah, so magic circuits, you got a thing. If you have magic circuits in your eyes, you have mystic eyes. Now, mystic eyes can be artificially created and implanted, similar to how mages make a magic crest to pass on their knowledge and abilities. You've probably seen this mentioned a few times in Fate stuff. That was like, recently in the Unlimited Blade Works anime, that was a whole big thing. Rin, like, had a tiny fit when she realized Kiritsugu didn't give Shiro his, magic crest, etc. But this only makes limited types of mystic eyes, only the common ones. You can't get the really unique and powerful ones this way. You gotta be born with them. The Lerman's family sorcery style also allows them to create mystic eyes by cutting gemstones. Thanks, Case Files. But yeah, so that's a very specific form of creating mystic eyes. So you can also be born without magecraft abilities and just have inherent mystical eyes. It's just really, really rare. Sakami Fujino's eyes are essentially a natural psychic power, which are on par with magecraft, so they're called mystic eyes. But really, she just has ESP. What the fuck that means? I don't know. But she's psychic, okay? She's not magic. You didn't see me, but I totally did the Jackie Chan, like, hands up behind my face. Just like... If there's... well, editing will cut down on some of the dramatic pauses, but if there is a pause, I'm probably just doing a big shrug. So, going on from there, the actual using the mystic eyes is they are a very basic form of magecraft where to activate them, one only needs to give them magical energy, and so they're easy to conceal and quick to use. They don't require any incantations or anything special. You just flow magic juice through your eyes and magic thing happen. And that's why they're kind of dangerous. They're considered like a sign of a really quality magus if they have mystic eye abilities that they can just drop on people. That's why you always see them as kind of like a, oh shit, mystic eyes kind of surprise thing, right? Like that's the thing that happens a lot is suddenly they reveal my mystic eyes. Listen, the Japanese are really fixated on eye stuff. So, that's actually, that was gonna be the intro joke, but I decided to skip it because it's not really that complex, but I was just gonna do Megumin's dumb eye patch speech. But it's not really that long, so I don't think it was worth it, but yeah. Just watch that clip. You can find it pretty easy. Just Google Megumin eye patch. That's just the Japanese people at large about their fucking eyes. So, well, go ahead, Lucky. I'm gonna be talking a while. If you had a point to interject.
No, it's just some people might wonder why the eye specifically. You gotta remember, the eye is a super weird and complex organ that is pretty much essential to the common human's life.
Yeah, that's a big plot point they keep referencing in Case Files right now, because it's, the whole mystic eyes arc, but it's like, a human can only perceive the world through their eyes kind of thing.
Yeah.
Because we are a visually oriented creature.
And mystic eyes are basically something that alters one's perception of the world. So, again, I have to appreciate the timing of these topics lining up.
Well, that's probably why people voted for it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so let's see, where was I? Yeah, so for most types of mystic eyes, if one is aware of their effects, you're aware that a person has mystic eyes and they're of a type. It's easier to resist them. It's not an immunity, but it allows one to be on guard. You can basically brace yourself and be like, oh shit, they're gonna give me the eyes.
Oh no.
There's also a pretty common form of magic tool, which is called Mystic Eye Killers. Because, of course. Usually in the shape of glasses, which blocks the effects of an eye and allows one to function normally if they have a scary type, like if they have always-on eyes. Also, it lets us draw Medusa with cute glasses. Thumbs up.
If I remember, I think those first appeared in Tsukihime, because Shiki had to block his eyes.
But yeah, so it's in reality, it's an excuse to draw characters with glasses, but it also lets us be really, really extra and call them Mystic Eye Killers.
This is fucking nonsense. When is he not extra with his naming convention?
Well, hey, speaking of that, let's talk about a concept called Pure Eyes, which mostly seems to be a Tsukihime thing because all the notes I found about Pure Eyes were to Tsukihime characters. They're kind of like Mystic Eyes in that they can be inherited, but they're more karmic than bloodline related. Like you inherit the will or drive from the parent, which gives you pure eyes of purity, pure. But they basically let you see shit people can't normally. Like, there's references to, like, seeing ghosts and demons and stuff. It's mostly related to demon hunting and stuff. It's also, I think, where we get the start of some of our Nasuverse color tropes. Like how, like, it's a big deal, like, Gil has red eyes, Ishtar normally has red eyes, which Rin doesn't, but her eyes turn gold when she does her thing. Gold eyes are considered a bad sign. Red is associated with otherworldly beings like demons and vampires, so... and blue and silver eyes are usually good guy eye colors. I don't know. Nasu stuff. Like I said, this concept doesn't seem to have had much done with it since Tsukihime. Because you're never getting that goddamn remake. Well, I don't know.
We're getting that. We're getting that remake. It's just Nasu is literally just expounding like volumes upon volumes of lore upon this, and it's gonna bury it so fucking deep that you're only gonna find out about it like 30 years from now.
I am. Though it's funny. Type Moon did just spin off a new studio, which is called Type Moon BB. And they are going to consult on 3D games with other publishers and developers, and develop 2D games in house. So that's cool. And no, everybody is completely fine with the fact that they call it Type Moon BB. Nobody is spooked. Let's see. Oh, and the Mystic Eyes of Death Perception are said to be a combination of Mystic Eyes and Pure Eyes, whatever that means. Maybe that's why Shiki can see fairies and ghosts and stuff. I don't know.
If we're talking about, like, if we're taking Kara no Kyokai Shiki, I can kind of understand it, because Shiki's family is a little messed up.
Well, yeah, and also so is the other Shiki's family.
Yeah, so...
the Shikis have a bad way, it's just very different.
Yeah. So, I can definitely see some intent behind, like, giving in some ability, especially with Kara no Kyokai Shiki, because that is literally her whole family's things. We're going to separate your personality.
We're going to do some yin-yang shit.
Yeah, so...
So as we've mentioned previously, I think we actually talked about this last teaching Omega Sensei where we're talking about the Mage Association. They have a system they call Noble Colors they use to grade sorcery, but practically it's just for Mystic Eyes. So, we don't know if this is the extent of the scale. I would assume it is because, like, Waver named all of them in a recent Case Files episode. So, I think this might be the only ones, but we don't know for sure. So, the Noble Colors start at Gold, which is just in general, a powerful type of Mystic Eyes. It's mentioned that Arcuid from Tsukihime has this level of Mystic Eyes. The next highest is Jewel, which starts to shine with multiple colors, and all eyes of this caliber are said to have originated from the Age of Gods. Like, they are originally from some kind of supernatural origin. And this includes Medusa's eyes, of course. And then Rainbow is even the higher level above that. That is like 100% all of the colors, and it's super special and rainbowy. And this includes stuff like the Mystic Eyes of Death Perception. So, high tier. We had that discussion, actually, I think, last episode, where we were like, what rank are the Mystic Eyes again? I don't know. So...
Thank you, Case Files, for giving us even more lore we have to fucking dissect and put into its proper place.
Yeah, there's some pretty recent stuff in here that I tacked on, but, anyway, so, since eyes can be artificially created or induced, there are considered to be some common types of eyes, so let's run down that list really quick, and some of these will probably sound familiar to you. So we've got Mystic Eyes of Binding. These physically disable the target. Ilya is said to have these eyes. It's mentioned a couple times in FSN. We know that Mystic Eyes of Charm are a thing, and improves the user's sex appeal. This is basically the same effect that Diarmid's Love Spot has. It's just in eye form. There are Mystic Eyes of Compulsion. There are Mystic Eyes of Contract. Don't know what that one does. There are Mystic Eyes of Enchantment. Those are hypnotic eyes. They're commonly possessed by vampires, but also... Aozaki Toko has those eyes, and that's what Suzuka Gozen's Mystic Eyes are. Specifically, they're called Enchantment Charm, so I don't know what the fuck, but whatever. Whatever, Nasu.
Lucky Shrugs and strange naming conventions.
There are Mystic Eyes of Flame. I assume they set things on fire. There are Mystic Eyes of Illusion. Keeping in mind that I'm pretty sure this stuff would have been published before Naruto happened. There's Mystic Eyes of Jinx. There's no detail about that. If anybody knows where that's from, is that just... Did somebody in a visual novel just read out a list of Mystic Eyes and stop there? Like an asshole? And then there are Mystic Eyes of Whisper, which are also minor hypnosis eyes, but aren't enchantment. These are possessed by Seal, another Tsukihime character, and I'm just like, why though? Why? Why doesn't she just have enchantment eyes? She's in the vampire game. Whatever.
Because
whatever,
drama.
Nasu. Fucking
Nasu.
whatever.
Good job, Nasu. Fucking mushroom.
So those are just the common eye types. Like, theoretically, a mage could make those eyes, or you could go through a process, like becoming a vampire would alter your magic circuits to give you mystic eyes like this. Then there are actually some unique eyes. These are usually plot points or powerful plot devices. This isn't actually a comprehensive list, because some of these could be spoilers. But others I've also left off because they are just unnamed descriptions of, ooh, this character has scary mystic eyes. Man, we love magic eye tropes. This character can't be a badass in the Nasuverse without fucking magical eyes. Or something. It's all reality marbles, mystic eyes, and swords. If you don't have a sword, if you don't have a mystic eye, or you don't have a reality marble, you suck. Fuck you.
Well, clearly you can't be a protagonist if you don't have one of those two.
Well, definitely not. So, these are unnamed, but I decided to include them because they're pretty specific. But the Celtic god Balor's eyes were considered the prototypes of the Eyes of Death perception. Not only could he see your death, but he could kill you just by looking at you. That's pretty baller. So this is some semi-alphabetical, I think, but it's also noted that Rena's has the shittiest mystic eyes. They just glow red and hurt when she's exposed to magical energy. Poor Rena's.
Eyes of painful magic action.
Could be worse. Could be mystic eyes of exploding runes.
Yeah.
There's the mystic eyes of petrification, also known as Cybele. I don't know why. That's the name of a goddess from a different whatever. Nasu. Those are possessed by Medusa. Those are the always-on type, so unless Medusa is wearing Gorgon Breaker, which, by the way, literally makes her blind. She literally can't see with a blindfold on, in case you thought it was, like, magical. No, she just can't fucking see.
This is why Medusa in glasses is very important.
Yeah, but they're always on, and she will petrify your ass.
Actually, no, Cybele is, Actually, hang on a second here.
I think there's a lot of names, but Cybele is... I know this.
No, she has a fucking... She's one of those, what's the word? The one where one nation says, all right, we're going to take your gods and name them something.
Yeah, it was syncretism. But yeah. She's an Earth Mother goddess from a different region that has been borrowed. So I still don't know why Medusa's eyes are called that.
She was Rhea. That's who she was identified with.
But yeah, so theoretically she was a goddess from a different region that the Greeks were like, this is just our Earth Mother goddess under a different name. But like I said, I don't know why Medusa's eyes are called that though. The mystic eyes of depth or death perception. No, your regular eyes are mystic eyes of depth perception. You can perceive depth. You have two of them. I'm shocked that joke doesn't get made more, but it's probably because it doesn't play in Japanese.
Hey, but you people should be very super happy that you can actually perceive death. God.
So those are owned by the Shikis, both of them. Hopefully you know what they do by now. If not, I think you can still watch Karo no Kyokai. Whatever, they're cool. Watch them. Watch those movies.
Watch it again, anyways.
Speaking of Karo no Kyokai, the Mystic Eyes of Distortion are owned by Fujino. They twist space along an axis to warp or distort objects via telekinesis. Yes, it's actually telekinesis. Also, it's weird. Nasu made sure to like keep in the notes that like she needs both eyes because like the right eye is twisting right and the left eye is twisting left, and it forms the spiral that Shiki sees and can kill. Because even if it's a god, she can kill it. God damn, that movie's so good. Ugh, the bridge scene's great. But yeah, those apparently aren't magic. They're psychic powers. Don't ask me. Don't fucking at me, basically. So, Will's Codrington had fairy eyes, which allow him to see normally invisible fairies. This is actually a thing. Normally you can't perceive fairies, but was it that Shiki could see or couldn't see fairies? That was a whole plot point of one of the K&K.
I know she could see ghosts.
Was it that she could see them, but I can't remember Mikia's sister right now. The tiny one, the angry one. Could she not see fairies? I don't remember. I need to watch those movies again. Like I said, I don't have a lot of brain RAM. But yeah, so that is a plot point, though. You can't normally see them without special stuff. There's also, I want to talk about contradiction. There's another thing, a subtype of fairy eyes, which are called fairy eyes glam sight. which lets one process information the brain normally can't handle, like high-speed stuff. This is from Fate Labyrinth, which is a little side story thing to Prototype Fragments that we will never get in English officially, because of course. Now we're going to talk about some stuff that's, some of this stuff's a little bit more FGO related. So we've got the Empyrean Eyes, or possibly the Heavenly Eye. This is possessed by Musashi, and allows the user to treat any result pictured in the eyes as inevitable. I think the best analogy I heard for this is that if Musashi looks at a guy while using the Mystic Eye and thinks, I'm going to cut that guy's arm off, his arm doesn't just fly off, but rather the path that her sword will take will naturally, inevitably make it so she cuts his arm off. But this is her skill in game that gives her, like, Buster Up and Pierce Invincible and stuff, in case you were curious. And then we know the Mystic Eyes of Clairvoyance are possessed by the Spirit V. It allows it to see hidden things and sense weakness. At its full power, it's an EX rank Noble Phantasm, which warps causality to create a weak point. This is Caster Anastasia's Noble Phantasm. They're not really her Mystic Eyes, but they're the Ghost Eye guys, but they're there. They're a thing. The Mystic Eyes of Reversion are owned by Ophelia. Hold on. I gotta try.
You can do it.
Femerslon. Slunny? Slone? There's an E at the end. I don't know if that's silent or not. And there's an M into an R into an S. I don't know. Fucking Nasu. This can reverse strengths and weaknesses or something. Because I gotta be honest, like, I thought about leaving this off because it's a spoiler, but then I remembered I don't actually know how the fuck this works, so I'm gonna wait for an English translation, because Ophelia is one of the cryptors, so what she does in story with the eye, I don't know if it follows what it says it can do, so I'm gonna need some full English text here. Not just reading, like, wiki blurbs, but yeah, so she can, like, reverse strengths and weaknesses or something. And also, I'm gonna be honest, it's not really a spoiler that she has a Mystic Eye because she's wearing a fucking eye patch and this is Nasuverse. What do you think was under there?
I'm not gonna lie, I was a little surprised when Yvette took off her eye patch and it was a fucking gem. I'm all like, girl, did you rip out your own eye so you can have a fucking gem in there?
Well, yeah,
Explain.
but that's because that's their thing.
Yeah, they
make them. So speaking of Case Files Mystic Eyes, there's the Mystic Eyes of Premonition, which lets you see the future. They're owned by Trisha Fellows. And some other stuff happened there.
Was owned.
There's the Mystic Eyes of Seeing Emotion that lets you perceive emotions. It is at least one of the eyes owned by Yvette L. Lerman. That should really be, if we're following the naming trend, should be Mystic Eyes of Empathy, but whatever. I'm not running the English localization for this, okay? I didn't write the subs. I'm just saying that flows better.
I'm wondering if she actually can just swap out the gem and swap out what Mystic Eyes.
Considering that she said that was her family's thing, I think so. That's probably why she has the patch. Because it's like, you gotta swap out. And then there's the Mystic Eyes of Retrocognition. I think I had this discussion. I was like, what the fuck did he call these eyes? But they let you perceive the past when you interact with objects. This is owned by Calbot Frampton. That last name is actually a real name. I don't know if the front one is. He could just be French. Possibly this should have been translated as postcognition or psychometry. Those are English terms that I think are more commonly applied than retrocognition. But I'm not necessarily going to fight it.
I don't know. Nasu probably might have gone to the team and was like, no, it is retrocognition. I'm like, and everyone's like, okay, Nasu.
Yeah, so we'll see about that. But yeah, those are the list. Like I said, there's a couple eyes that I definitely left off there because they are 100% spoilers. Yeah, they're talking about the Coach better give me a vampire. No, because that's the thing. Like, this is an important technical definition if you want to talk about like classic psychic powers. I'm not a huge nerd who writes fiction. But so precognition, which premonition also works for, is being aware of things before they happen. Postcognition is being aware of things after they happen. This is usually referred to as the process of psychometry, the theoretical idea that you can understand facts about objects or events or past people or things by studying objects, which is literally what the eyes of retrocognition are described as doing. He touches something and he can see the past. So in English, the common term for that, also, I'm sorry if I'm making some weird and trying to adjust my pop filter a little bit. But that's typically that is referred to as psychometry in English, so that's how I would have translated it. Clairvoyance is just seeing distant things. You can see things that are not here. Remote viewing type stuff. I didn't mention this in the Mystic Eyes, but Fujino has a high level of clairvoyance. The way it's described from a meta perspective is that that's just another psychic power she discovered, not necessarily that she gets them from her eyes, because her eyes, I could see she can warp time and space to see far away, but it's actually mentioned that her clairvoyance gives her omnidirectional mystic eyes because she can see forever. Which is good, because after she blows up that bridge, she definitely goes regular blind. She loses her regular human eyesight. But she can still see forever because bullshit psychic powers. I don't know.
Bullshit psychic power! I mean, let's just be real. Psychic powers just are bullshit to begin with, so whatever.
Well, yeah, there's a reason why I'm, heavily skeptical that, psychic powers. I'm like, what does that mean in this context, Nasu? I don't understand. That doesn't make any sense. Is it just magic that people think is psychic, or what? I think it's just that Nasu wants to write about psychic powers, too, because that's just the thing you do. Like, magic and ESP and shit. Like, if you're building a checklist of the universal Japanese urban fantasy occult bullshit, you gotta have magic stuff, you gotta have psychic powers, ESP, they always call it ESP, and then you probably want demons or vampires.
Don't.
Maybe both.
And for some odd reason, there's a harem involved. Always.
A demon-vampire harem.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so, I don't really know. There's a context there that I don't get. And it might also be that because Kara no Kyokai was first, that was fleshing out a lot of the rules that Nasu wanted in storytelling. It's not meant to necessarily make sense with future stuff, even though characters from there constantly crop up all the time. Hi, Toko.
God damn it, Zeltrich. What you doing, man? Stop it.
Goddamn kaleidoscope. Anyway, we have lots of reasons to be angry about K-scopes. But yeah, so that's that. It's shorter to read than you'd think, but it's still a pretty important concept to cover. So we did it. We covered it. Now you know stuff you know. And really, it just seems like the Mystic Eyes is just, we established it's a concept, it's a thing that happens, there's some quick rules, and then it's just, I don't know, whatever they need, whenever they want to do cool eye stuff. That's right, Vesper. Knowing is half the battle. FGO.
And the other half is violent. You can sum up all of Nasu's work like that. It's all half this shit is about knowing a whole bunch of things. The other half is fighting something.
I mean, that's literally G.I. Joe. Though the joke is also that the third half is lasers.
Laser.
Why are there three halves? I don't know. It's because the G.I. Joe cartoon had to have lasers. They couldn't have bullets.
That's because we want to be 150%, motherfucker.
But yeah, so and this is a concept that does still come up in FGO. A couple of our life patrons chatted about how the eye effect thing works, which is it's a little weird. In game, for instance, it's easy to understand that it gives her Pierce Invincible because it's no, she's gonna fucking hit you. But what happens then is not necessarily determined. So there's stuff like that. Like I said, it'll come up again with Anastasia and with major characters later. There will probably be new Mystic Eyes at some point, because Mystic Eyes is a pretty common skill type they translate. Gorgon and Medusa both have their Mystic Eyes of Petrification as their stuns, which are really helpful. Which actually technically they are petrify. They aren't even called stuns. They are a very special class which petrifies you. I'm actually kind of surprised though. If there was a whole point that Ilia has binding eyes or something, I'm just kind of shocked that didn't go in very later.
Well, that's probably for just base Ilia. The two Ilias we have are vastly different.
Well, yeah, but theoretically,
Ilia.
if Sitonai is using FS in Ilia's body, which she seems to be, that maybe they just had enough stuff to give her. I don't know. Actually, who knows? I could be wrong. Sitonai could have a stun that I'm not thinking about, and I just don't know. Because she's still a year and a half away. Well, it's a little bit closer to a year, I guess, because she doesn't come out until the following Halloween, because, well... last year in JP, what will be next year for us is kind of really weird in how they do releases. There are a couple of servants who are, for instance, story locked who don't show up until way later. But yeah, anyway, that's a future discussion topic. But yeah, so that's Mystic Eyes.
Nice.
So that's all you need to know, and if you want to see Mystic Eyes in action, watch Case Files. So let's see, is there any news? No, so by next show, assuming I'm still here, Vegas will be over. They'll probably have some BS half AP break, and then they'll move into their own new Nero Fest thing, because it's about that time. Memories will still be ongoing. We'll still have a few days left of stuff. You know, Nero Fest is a full 2 weeks. So maybe I'll have done some CQs by then, I don't know. I got sleepy doing all that exposition. But yeah, so do we want to talk about the last episode of Case Files?
Yeah, let's talk about it.
Okay. This is actually pretty fresh to me. I was busy over the weekend, so I only got to watch it recently. But yeah, so you learn some shit. There's some... First of all, we've got another whodunit. So of course, we're on a train. Somebody has to die.
Yeah. They have to die because of motherfucking decapitation. Excuse you.
Well, they stole her eyes.
Yeah.
Which,
like,
of course,
honestly,
they did, because the fucking magic eye train.
Yeah, no, it's like one of those things that's all like, as far as like bad ideas go, like bringing mystic eyes aboard a train which deals in mystic eyes that doesn't sound like the greatest fucking plan.
Also, where explicitly, was it Yvette who said that? Somebody was like, of fucking course they don't care, because people die on this dumb train all the time. It's the fucking murder train city, Central. I'm like, okay, of course. Fucking course it is. Why does nobody care? Because mages and supernatural creatures are assholes. There's also some really... Waver's getting really meta where he's like, this train is like halfway to the underworld, so I guess if we like invite somebody to the underworld, they can come, but otherwise you can't go or leave regularly because magic. I'm pretty sure he name dropped Toko in there. He's like, if we use the theory of Toko's travel.
I think he did.
So like he's clearly thinking about high level magic stuff. But then he gets attacked by somebody very special.
Yeah, somebody. Big shock. What the fuck? Why?
Who was on the poster?
Waver's.
No, Waver is shook. This was a surprise for him. It wasn't a surprise for anybody watching previews or looking at the poster, because it's like, that's a character who's going to show up, and you're like, this design is super interesting, says me, who plays FGO.
Yeah, I remember I've seen this character before, but I totally forgot about her until she came back. I was like, oh,
right.
That's right. This is a thing.
Boy, howdy is she.
We
didn't really get too deep into the discussion, because they're really busy not dying on the roof, but like, I feel like Waver could have dropped a little bit of extra exposition in there, but he's just like, no. First of all, he uses...
I am entirely too shook.
He uses a term that I don't remember hearing a lot, but he calls her a ghost liner, a servant, which is a heroic spirit from the past incarnated right now. Which is, he's warning Gray to, like, back the fuck up, she'll kick your ass. But Gray doesn't stop.
Like, is that fully incarnate? So, like, I guess that'd be... I'm trying to think of other examples of such servants. I guess... Gil?
I think she's saying Ghostliner as, like, this is a... he's referring to, like, an evocation technique of, like, yo, this is a spirit we've physically made manifest. Because servants have blood and guts and stuff, remember?
Yeah.
They're not permanently anchored, though there should be a real question for people following the meta plot, because we've had this exposition on servants. How the fuck is this chick anchored? Like, what, is it because they're in the underworld? Does it work then? But then, you know, it's like, there will be some exposition later, but you should be asking questions about how is there a servant here when theoretically the Grill War is way the fuck over there? And hasn't even started yet, either.
Someone is doing some motherfucking magecraft.
So yeah, that's interesting, and I'm pretty sure we'll get into it, obviously, with the episodes we have left, but yeah. So she showed up. I don't think he references, like, classes or anything at all.
I don't think
so. So for the time being, we'll call her Hephaestion. But she shows off she has mystic eyes, because, of course, it's the mystic eye episode. Everybody's got fucking mystic eyes. and really, really freaks Waver out because it's funny. I wonder if there was some collusion here, but she gives the quote that, at least in the English translation of Zero XL, Iskander says about adult Waver, where he's like, "I don't like your face," and it's emotionally devastating both times.
Again, this kind of. Again, Waver, as cool and collected as he acts, he's still a giant fucking anxiety-ridden dork.
No, he's still a huge nerd. And he actually before we get to that step, there's actually some more exposition. Not only do we try to solve a fucking mystery, but also he talks with Olga Mary about it, and she's like, "Whoa, dude, I'm not owing modern department nothing for you solving my fucking crimes, okay?" And he's like, "No, kid, chill out. This is just what I do, okay? I solve crimes. That's my thing.
That's my thing. I have a whole series based about it.
I solve crimes. It's a deeply personal thing connected to this deeply formative shit that happened when I was a kid, kind of, because I was apparently 19. I was a very scrawny 19.
A very small and scrawny. Jesus.
I was apparently super malnourished until just then. Wait, don't people finish growing usually by 19? I feel like somebody had some timeline concerns they didn't think about.
Clearly he absorbed some of that masculine energy from his servant.
Sure. But yeah, so he basically talks to Olga Mary and he's like, "No, don't worry about it. Listen, I this isn't a favor. This is just a thing I do anyway. I solve crimes." And then he goes off to do the thing, and they're solving mysteries on the back of the train, and then shit gets weird and thundery, and Hephaestion shows up, and she's like, "Okay, I'm gonna fight you now." After she emotionally devastates Waver's world.
Does not, uses a fucking, well, it's not exactly.
Well, she does a couple of different things. So first off, he recognizes immediately the kind of look she's wearing. She's like, "Hold up. What the fuck are you wearing?" And she's like, "Yo, you have a dumb face, and you are not worthy to follow Iskander." And Waver's like, "Oh, that's a deep cut." But then she tries to use her mystic eyes to get Gray to stab him, but it doesn't work because Ad is like, "Hey, Gray, don't be a dumbass." And then they fight, and then Waver's like, "Whoa, Gray, don't be a fucking dumbass. You're trying to fight a servant." Though I don't know, Gray. Well, first of all, this explains future because Gray is a welfare, so like she has protagonist powers, so she does pretty squarely. She gets a little cut, but then because that's her special thing with Ad, is she slurps up some of Hephaestion's energy, and so that makes Hephaestion go, "Okay, I'm gonna go you for real then. I'm gonna do the real shit," and she summons a noble phantasm, which. Did she give its name out loud in the episode?
No, Waver does,
Waver recognizes it as being like the Gordius wheel, but obviously it's not the same, because it's got, like, bone wyverns pulling it.
Instead of divine bulls.
And it's red instead of blue lightning. So it's similar, but not the same. And then she shoots lightning at them, but Waver is smart. And he's like, "Yo, Gray's gonna do the thing," and she's gonna, like, go full-blown. She starts doing her magic chant, and Waver's like, "No, kid. You're gonna fucking kill us. We're standing atop of a train. Don't." And he does some magic shit where he's like, he says, he does some high-level Nasu tier connections, and he's like, "Okay, so," as he explains it later, when, who is it that picks him up? Is it Callas? Who's like when they're falling off the back of the train? Yeah, he grabs him and pulls him in.
Callas is all about that lightning because reason.
Mm-hmm. But basically, Waver explains because Callas is like, "Teacher, did you cut your hair?" And he's like, "Yeah." So hair is associated with snakes, and snakes are associated with lightning, which is a real thing. So I cut my hair and used it to build a mystic channel to ground out the lightning. Only it didn't quite work because now he has a fucking huge Aang at the end of Avatar Book 2 electricity burn on his back. Like, he got super lightning, but he mostly grounded it so they didn't, like, explode or anything.
I mean, like just consider this. He just fucking diverted a noble phantasm, basically.
Yeah, not like full power because she didn't, like, run them down, but it was an NP-based attack, and he was just like, "Magic!" But it took a lot out of him, so then they go heal him. So Callus explains some of his backstory in this universe. Apparently, in this version, without Darnik to manipulate or promote their alliance, they were just a regular mage clan, and his sister was like, "Fuck this, I'm gonna walk," and she transferred her magic circuits and left. So Callus is now the heir to the family, just like he was at the end of Apocrypha, and he's studying with Waver. So really, nothing changed.
Apparently, he's been. Well, I'm pretty sure there's more people trying to kill him to get his sister back in power, but okay.
Well, I know. I'm joking.
Mage families, why?
But yeah, so he and he pulls out what do you call it? Was it bioelectric? Anyway, he has a battery that stores like bioelectricity, and he uses it to heal. He has his own magecraft style, which is actually distinct, as opposed to Apocrypha, where mostly he stood around and yelled at people. I guess we can't all be his sister, Doc Ock. In case you forgot what her mystic codes were like. But yeah, so he gets to have his own little flavor.
I say Carlos, I think, is someone who's definitely developed a bit more like post-Apocrypha, because you can definitely see there is definitely references to his time in there with his abilities, posters. Not to mention that he's really good with working with technology, something that's kind of looked down upon. I won't say necessarily looked down upon.
Yeah, I mean, you say that, but when they do a cutaway with Luvia, who Shichiko calls Miss Hyena. Not for the reason you'd think, though, but still funny. She just pulls out a fucking flip phone.
Yeah.
Like it's nothing.
Yeah, you say flip phone, but we're in the, actually, no, we're not. We are...
No, 2004.
19. Yep.
We're early 2000s, so she just pulls out a fucking flip phone like it's nothing. Meanwhile, Rin can't operate a VCR. Literally.
Yeah. And not to mention, fucking, Sven, didn't even consider the option of owning a phone. Flat doesn't know how to use a computer.
No, so, it's weird, but not unheard of.
Yeah.
But yeah, Callus is very tech-savvy, and that seems to kind of be his thing.
Yeah.
Though obviously, if since this is the core FSN timeline, probably something like that, he obviously couldn't go through his experiences, but he does seem to have kind of turned up in a similar place, interestingly enough. Maybe he just had a healthy childhood, maybe, who knows? That's probably a lie.
Oh, as healthy as a mage can get.
But yeah, but then, Olga Mary pulls out, Druid Elixir, the Panacea, and it's like, yo, rub this on him, it'll heal him. And people are like, oh, shit. You were just holding that in your pocket. And her precognitive friend gave it to her just in case. I'm pretty sure that means she literally gave it to her for this moment, but who knows? It's hard to tell with precogs.
I'm pretty, honestly, I'm not gonna be surprised if Mr. Decapitated actually did foresee this and went ahead with it for reason.
Well, yeah, because that's how it is. Though, they did explicitly point out that I mean, if you want me to speculate, I'm pretty sure that Hephaestus killed her because they said that the culprit was invisible to the past and the future. Which I'm like, that sounds like a servant. That sounds like you summoned somebody from outside of time to do it. But there could be other stuff, so I don't know. That was my immediate spitball theory, kind of knowing some stuff about the setting, where I was like, it sounds like something that would have happened.
Yeah.
But who knows? We got another episode coming up. There'll be some stuff in it.
Again, I've mentioned this before. Excuse me. I do think this art's a little bit better on giving you the clues that lets you figure out shit on your own.
Well, yeah, because they explicitly call this out with the there's the who, how, and why. I'm not going to say the whole thing, but there's those three aspects. So this, they need to explain to you the how usually because magic and stuff, but that leaves it open into that it can still be a mystery about why or who. Which, like I said, I'm eating this stuff up. I love mysteries.
Yeah. And I said in a metatextual way, they also give you additional clues, when we smash cut to fucking Luvia and Go Lion, who are talking about the actual previous head of modern magecraft. You're just all I'm pretty sure this person is important to this inherent plot. Otherwise, they wouldn't have mentioned it right at this moment.
Right. And yes, they mentioned it right at that moment, but also it was important in the context because they're investigating how the relic got stolen. They were like, golly gee willikers, it's almost like somebody had a key to the head of modern magecraft's office, his secret vault. Who could have a spare? Because that's the how done it, which is how'd you get in? I know, it looks like he just opened it. Nobody broke any shit. Also, Luvia does some cool special effect stuff with her gems. Also, Shishigo has some, for a necromancer, he has some very biting commentary about her family's magecraft style, saying that they steal good ideas from other families. I'm personally wondering, I know that, in a lot of versions of the canon, Luvia makes fun of Rin for being a gem sorceress, but she's really poor. I'm wondering if her family, the Edelfelt, didn't steal the gem magic from the Tosakas and then just had more money. Because that's kind of Rin's thing, is like, she's a really good, in terms of technical skills, she's really good at magic, and her style of magic can be quite potent. She's pulled off some pretty interesting things with her gemcraft, but as she likes to mention, you know, when she's using up those spell gems, she is burning up like, oh, yeah, I've been stockpiling this for like 5 years, and I can't afford to buy another one of those gems and charge it up, so one shot only. Like, she talks about that in Unlimited Blade Works when fighting Medea. She actually can kind of go toe-to-toe with her magecraft, but Medea doesn't run out of spells because of the way her magic works, but Rin is like, I've only got like a handful of these gems to use. After that, I'm donezo. But that's okay because I know Kung Fu. And she just fucking, you know, arm thrusts Medea, which is hilarious, but yeah.
I mentioned this a lot, but if there's a spin-off that I kind of want, I want a spin-off of Rin when she was young, learning weird shit from Kyrie and hanging out with Kid Gil.
Wait, hold on. There's Carmilla.
What?
Art I need to retweet.
Okay.
Also, Hirame.
Because that's one of those things. Because that's one of those things that I always wondering about. Because basically, after the Holy Grail War, basically Kyrie basically takes care of Ren, but he's also has that connection to Gilgamesh, who after the events took his potion of youth and reverted to, I can't remember what age, but basically Kid Gil.
Yeah, that's officially how he I think he says that in Hollow Anorexia, where he's like, oh, this is actually, because he's, at least in some versions of that, he's Kid Gilligan. He's like, oh, this is what I used my youth potion when I was after the last Holy Grail War to, stick around, because otherwise it would be weird.
So I can only imagine that around Kyrie, there's these two kids who he's just trying to fucking raise, and it's just like, I want to see this.
And not raising his own goddamn kid.
Yeah.
Oh, but yeah, so that's Case Files. The next episode will be super interesting.
Mm-hmm.
We'll continue. Let's see, what episode are we on? Was the last one 8 or 9? I think it's 9 coming up.
Best Bear, Kyrie does not belong anywhere near kids, let alone 2. Where's that fucking Christmas CE?
Yeah. Shitty priest. Anyway, yeah, I don't remember what episode we're on, but it's a thing that's happening, so we're there.
Yeah.
So next week on Let's Talk FTO, we'll talk about something. I don't know.
Maybe a slow week.
Maybe we'll have done some CQs. We could talk about how shitty
CQs.
they are.
We'll have more Case Files.
Well, Japan should have announced, because they've only got they don't have a full week. They've only got 5 days left in the thing. Japan will have announced what they're doing next anyway. It just probably won't be anything interesting yet. They'll need to put a gap week because they've been pretty nonstop. But still, we'll have allusions to stuff. You know, maybe they'll tease the next big event. Who knows? Yeah, keep it ear out. I'm talking a lot.
You are that sleepy boy.
I'm running out of Stung Juice. Talk power. No, it's not winter yet. It's not LB5 yet, probably. Though I did see my first fan art for an LB5 character. Once again, incredibly.
I am concerned about kind of their scheduling. They are I think they are planning on not having the Lost Belts end until the end of next year.
No, don't think so. I think they somewhat deliberately have paced it out that way. Well, and we did hear from a couple sources that they had content for 5 years, so that kind of makes sense. But
kind of tracks, but we get all our big juiciest lore from these story events.
Yeah, and also they're the big deal events and the big deal banners. that was an actual thing. FGOJP significantly dropped in revenue for the most of a month. Nothing new happened between Lady Rena's Case Files, the Case Files collab, and which is they say that they do their collab events every Golden Week, I think is what Nasu said.
Yep.
So that was about Golden Week time until late the next month, I think, was LB4, and like FGOJP was just dead. So, I think Vesper, you're right. They kind of are stretching it out, but also I think they're trying to find a good way to pace it so that they can actually give players enough time to catch up on story, because each new Lost Belt requires the previous story. That's something that in interviews, Nissan said that they were really doing, which was like, they want to make sure to give you plenty of advance notice and time to actually catch up in the story to do stuff that takes later story completion, as it were, and like actually make it so you can work through the harder stuff and keep up to date and you don't have to like rush. Which some people do anyway, because some people join in just before events and they're like, oh shit, I have to beat all this other stuff. But yeah, so they're definitely trying to figure out where their content will go and pace it out differently and longer so that you have lead time, but that also still means that like they announced at the 4th anniversary, oh yeah, Lost Belt 5's not coming until winter, which is like, so December? November? What are you doing there? Like, I hope at least this year still, because you you only did one story content release this year. I mean, the Tokugawa Labyrinth was kind of like the CCC collab, where it was really a story-linked event, but still, that was pretty small. Don't you dare. So, okay, we got to talk about the Padoru Rebellion now.
Oh, we do?
Well, now, if it's been bringing it up, so we're going to mention this. I don't know why, but for some reason, despite the fact that it's not September yet, so it's not even fall yet, people aren't in school yet, or maybe they are. Listen, it's still hurricane season. Fuck you, it's summer. Never mind that hurricane season, I don't think doesn't end until November. But for some reason, the fucking Padorus have already broken out everywhere. And I don't know what kind of mind hacking they're trying to do on me. Sorry, I had to pause talking to scratch my nose. But yeah, so I don't know. There's just community's being weird with the Padorus and stuff, and I'm like, what's going on here? This isn't the time for this.
I don't know. Like you've seen that stuff. It's like with fucking skeletons in Halloween. Like as soon as fucking like.
Well,
like,
no, hey, hold on. These are my official rules of order. It's not Christmas until after Halloween. It has to be after Halloween. Fuck you. Fuck everybody.
So it's like, why are these monsters not advancing? They're just hanging out in the background and not... Hey, fine, go to you. So, I can kind of get that mindset, because for one, it's fucking Nero Fest. That means, Nero big roll. Big Nero meme is Padaru. And fucking Christmas is like, it's in the future. It's not something that's in the recent past. So I can understand the psychology around it. It's just one of those things of like, it's something that's relevant. And of course, we just have weird people in our Discord community.
Yeah, but I'm not on board, because I'm rocking a different theme that we'll talk about tomorrow on What's Up, hopefully. Let me check how long we've been running.
Lucky is
I mean, somehow in there, we must have been the case files faff, but somehow we're once again an hour and a half long recording, so we're fine.
I told you, I am the master of faff. I will keep you talking, Omega. That's how I do. And no, Vesper, I will earn my lollies on my own. Do not try to bribe me with lollies. A shame. Shame! Put those children back where you found them.
Should we attach a shame to Vesper's name?
Mm-hmm.
Because I've totally done that.
That's what politicians say, Vesper.
It's not a bribe, it's a gift. Mm-hmm. Sure. No, fuck it, call it a bribe. Listen, we're susceptible to bribes.
We're quite susceptible to bribes.
You should know. You gave us $20. You're gonna give me $20 in a couple of days. But yes.
Vesper Padu cult leader. Yeah, no, that tracks.
But no, I will warn you. I know we're not any harsher than our community is, because holy shit, sometimes, guys, I'm like, I've had to tell people in general channel before, hey, I'm not in your voice channel right now, but I'm getting complaints from people. I need you to cut it out. You're bothering people with how obnoxious you're being. So they're way more vicious, but it's also our server, so we're not afraid to push people around and change your nicknames or do dumb stuff to the voice channel names.
Yeah.
or in general push people around. Vesper recently, as an offender, posted a really dumb long URL, and I was like, Vesper, I had to remove that because it offended my eyes.
I saw it too, but I laughed. It was all like, I'm offended, but also amused by this, so I will leave it.
There was at one point where I was considering if something somebody said broke the rule on not being a dick and letting people enjoy things, but instead I just threw a reaction image at them. Well, they weren't really being offensive to the rules, they were just being offensive to me.
Yeah. Like, I guess we can talk a little bit about our Discord community. I put it, this is how I put it. Everyone's free to say what they want, and that's including they are free to offend other people. Just keep in mind that if you are free to offend people, that means they in turn are free to offend you, and I will offend you by kicking you the fuck out.
Yeah, where you are free to express your opinions, but you are not, I guess the term would be safe in doing it. Like, it's not like a no punchback rule.
Yeah.
So you can say whatever, but if other people in the server or we don't like what you said, we will call you out on it. And we do frequently.
And yeah, so I think it's just a better thing overall just to not be a dick in the first place, and we don't have to worry about it. Which is important. I really shouldn't have tried to 1v1 all these fucking monsters. I'm not losing, it's just taking a really long fucking time. God damn these.
Who are you right now? Is it you? Is it you?
What?
Is it you who's soloing these monsters, or somebody else?
No, it's you.
Okay, no, that's fine. That's fine. Byleth could do a lot of stuff. I've done that before. The I accidentally sent me into a horde of, they're all dead. Everybody's dead, and nobody else gets XP, just me.
I'm grinding up Byleth's class because I'm like, man, I can't do anything with axes anymore. I am offended.
Yeah, it's weird, there are a couple, there's Brigand and Warmaster and stuff, but, well, we'll talk about classes in Fire Emblem. I've actually found this very interesting. I have some theories on why Three Houses is the way it is, actually, but we'll talk about that more later.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think so it's time to pop off and end the show. So I'll do the usual thing, which is, because we just did a Teach Me Omega Sensei, and we are coming up on the end of a month, which means we'll do a new month rollover, so... after the first sometime, once again, assuming I can still do all the infrastructure shit and don't have problems, we'll be doing another poll. So right now we have 3 options. What do you know about Grand Servants? What is the Singularity? What is the Moon Cell? So, and if you have any other suggestions for Teacher Omega Sensei, leave me drop them. And those are for our 5 and up patrons can answer that poll. And that's every month we do that. So, new month, new time to consider. Maybe join us on Patreon. You can answer polls and get to directly influence our content. You can get access to stuff early. It's always a really good deal for you guys if you want to take our $1 and up level to access our audio backlogs. You can get everything audio downloadable. Maybe a hurricane's about to hit you and you need to download some shit so that you can listen to. You can download definitely our entire back catalog of What's Up, and a lot of our Let's Tech FGO back catalog I have stored in audio format uploaded. And maybe someday I'll remember to re-upload some of those somewhere else. But there's a lot of content that we got that you can listen to.
Yep.
So consider supporting us on Patreon. But also, you can just watching stuff. We're actually on track to after Google moves the money around, we're on track to actually get paid by AdSense this month, and we're doing better than last month too. So hey, keep giving us your eyeballs. We're getting pretty close to 200 subs, 2,000 subs too.
Sorry, people are probably really curious about my Three Houses stories because I've put a fucking media blackout on my playthrough because I'm a dick.
Yeah, and you've been pretty quiet about stuff, but that's okay. Well, I'm sure we'll discuss the game technically tomorrow, like I said. And I because I don't know what route you're doing. I don't even know nobody knows what house you're in.
Nope.
Officially,
all I tell people is I'm an axe queen.
Because you are, which is fair. I immediately went swords. That's not just because I found a free sword in a coffin. I was already going swords. I was just like, woo, free sword. I love coffin swords. Who doesn't love coffin swords? But no, well, so I don't want to necessarily discuss spoilers openly with you or with others because there's a lot of different routes and stuff. And we'll talk about it more. I think, though, that one of our community members, I think, said it best. I think it was Dallas Fick, she said it. Like, no matter what route you're on, nobody's really wrong. It's just, it's almost like your presence as Byleth and the choices you make kind of, like, shape who's going to be an asshole and who's not. You are the universal de-assholifier.
Well, that's just like, I said, this is my 2 cents on this before I shut up. In war, everyone thinks they're right, and usually for various reasons, they kind of are. There's very, very seldomly in the life someone who is genuinely and utterly an evil person and an asshole and should be stopped. Everyone has their reasons for what they do.
Right, but that's something that, especially considering it's fictional media, that Three Houses is really good at, which is, like, you could totally see why everybody is right or wrong in the situation. Nobody is just obviously wrong, because trust me, I've played some Fire Emblems in the past. Some people are just wrong. Some people have just been wrong. They're really just bad people. But this is much more a case, like I said, like where your choices as Byleth end you up are like you basically get to like either prevent people from becoming assholes or not, and just like you kind of make sure that your side actually seems like they're coming out on the right. Though that's not to say that you don't have to do some hard stuff. They still get you back. Like, you don't get a free pass. I've actually been luckier than I thought I would be, but there's definitely some stuff that's been like, oh, Fire Emblem, you didn't make me feel good about myself.
Yeah. I've definitely had a couple of those moments, and on my next playthrough, I am like saving as many people as I can for reason.
Yeah. Oh, I'm gonna because I did my preferred house first. I think I'm gonna have to go back and have to do the other houses, and I think there's a couple of different route splits. So there's some different options there. Like I said, I don't necessarily know if I want to spoil how many different route versions there are of the story. But after I've done all of those, I think I'm gonna want to go back to my original route and do what I'm calling my masterclass run, which is recruit everybody, put everybody in their optimal classes, etc., and just see what the story is like from that perspective, because you do have kind of limited options in your first time playing the game, and it's kind of harsh to be like, oh, there's a lot of characters I can't interact with or keep around, or like I have to like bumble through figuring out what you're doing for like 2 weeks, or all those people for like a month I didn't train good because I didn't realize how instruction worked. So yeah, but that's all foreshadowing of our future What's Up on, which we'll talk about Three Houses.
Please tune in. Please tune in. I can't really, like, here's the weird thing. I can't say, like, tomorrow or whatever, because I have no idea what people are.
If you're listening to this live, say tune in tomorrow. And if you're listening to this in audio format, if you're a patron, tune in tomorrow, because those are pretty easy to turn around. If you're watching this on YouTube,
Wait, what number is What's Up tomorrow?
55, I think.
Then please watch What's Up 55 to hear our Three Houses thoughts.
Let me confirm that.
Yeah.
Since you decided to make that a thing, I will actually double check. I'm bad with numbers. This is Let's Take After Yo 103, which will be titled 800 Days of Mystic Eyes. And I'm very curious what you're going to turn up for the thumbnail. But let's see.
Oh shit, I should have been working on that instead of farming and playing Three Houses. Son of a bitch!
Yep, it is in fact 55. Good job, me.
Good job, you. This is no time to be fucking farming. I gotta hurt.
Oh no, Vesperi. If you wanna hear our opinions on people, you're definitely gonna have to tune into the next show.
Oh yeah.
But okay, I think that's everything. Let's go ahead and wrap this up. We rambled a lot. We'll go ahead and round it out.
Yeah.
I already did the Patreon new month show. Like I said, do keep those subs coming. We're almost at 2,000. And if you're watching this on YouTube and you like this video, give it a like. Engagement actually really does help. Because we post some videos that don't get engaged, it totally does like affect algorithms and stuff if you're hitting likes and dropping comments, which you can leave in the comment section down below. You can also join our Discord and see this Pedoro nonsense for yourself. Last week we got a lot of new people. They haven't really said much, I don't think, but there've been some people filtering in, lurking around. It's cool. We don't bite.
I appreciate every single one of you.
There's a bong. That was me reaching for my mouse because I wanted to look at our emotes because, as always, the emoji game is crazy. We have so many. And we still have like 36 slots.
Honestly, I give thanks to Vesper a lot for this, because apparently Vesper's emote game is on fucking point. And
Well,
we could just
Vesper has
steal
Nitro. I'm pretty sure Vesper literally joins servers just to steal their emotes.
And then he posts them here, and we steal them, and then they become ours. And the cycle continues.
Yeah. So yeah, that's a good. And like we said before, if you're new here and haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. That's how you get all our latest episodes.
Where's the thumbnail?
And so keep that in mind. And hey, if you haven't already subbed, hit the bell for notifications so you can always know when we post a new video. Because like we said, the video rendering for WhatsApp usually takes a while, so sometimes it's posted weird. Also lets you know about all the other videos we post, because we post stuff throughout the week. We're kind of up on a new month. Maybe Lucky will feel like streaming again. I know we took a little bit of a hiatus there.
Honestly, it's one of those things, like, I'm not against streaming. I just gotta know what I want to stream, and I have to have someone maybe...
I mean, I try to be a little hands-off, because I don't want to be like the guy who's like, Lucky, you have to stream. That's how we make money. But at the same time, I'm mostly like, yo, Lucky, it's been a while since you streamed. You're a cool stream dude. Please stream sometime for people. But like I said, we need to figure out stuff.
I think... Again, I guess we'll talk about it on WhatsApp. I just think I need to pick a game to stream, and once I do that...
Yeah, once we figured it out, that's fine.
Yeah.
And then, so that's bell for notifications, subs, because we're coming up on 2,000 subs. I already gave the Patreon, whole spiel, so just keep that in mind. And yeah, so we'll see you next week for more Let's Talk FGO. We'll see you in a day or two for What's Up, our general access podcast. You can totally listen to it. You don't have to just listen to the ones that have gotcha in the name, kids. You can listen to all of them. That's a joke, because it was like 2 episodes ago, I think it's 52, which is like Juggling Gotcha has like twice as many views as normal. But you can listen to the ones where we talk about drinks or other stuff. I don't know. Listen, we talk about gotcha in all of them. It's just whether or not it went in the title. And keep out for other stuff. Like, for instance, if you are interested in tabletop stuff, which a lot of people apparently are, judging from the people who were surprised that we talk about that stuff on WhatsApp, which we totally do, by the way. That's like right after what gotcha games are, what gotcha hell we're in right now is usually tabletop stuff we're doing, and then after that is maybe video games or anime. But the latest L5R book finally came out in PDF form, and I bought it and reviewed it, so if you're interested in thoughts on that, that's a video that's out. Check that out. All kinds of stuff to check out. Because we do episodes like Wanted and stuff, all kinds of things. Alright, I'm tired, and I'm hungry, so I'm gonna go now.
Get out!